He walks a tightrope between vengeance and oblivion. Power courses through his veins, a double-edged sword threatening to consume him. His lineage is a curse carved in blood. His path was paved with the echoes of screaming ancestors. This is Jin Kazama's story, a journey where every punch ripples with untold pain, every kick echoes a family shattered. Before you enter the arena of Tekken 8, before you face the storm brewing beyond the ring, step into the darkness with us. Witness the making of a warrior in the crucible of the Mishima bloodline. Jin Kazama and Kazuya Mishima have a son named Jin Kazama. Part of Kazuya's devil tried to take over Jin, who had received his father's devil gene while Jin was pregnant. Jin was able to fight the devil off and keep it away while she was pregnant and while Jin was a child. Jin grew up with Jin in the woods of Yakushima, far away from everything else. He taught him the Kazama family's style of self-defense fighting. Jin could feel the coming of great evil when he was 15 years old. To be ready for the worst, she told Jin where he came from and told him to find his grandpa, Heihachi Mishima, if something happened to her. Things that Jin said would happen soon did happen. An ogre struck her and Jin. Jin was knocked out, and when he woke up, everything around him was on fire, and his mother was gone. While Jin wasn't around, Devil took the chance to take over Jin and brandished his left arm. Jin did what his mother told him to do and found Heihachi Mishima. Mishima taught Jin Mishima-style karate. Jin went to the Mishima Polytechnical School at this time and met Ling Xiaoyu there, but he also met Hwoarang in a street fight. They fought to a draw, which started a feud that lasted for a long time. Heihachi called the King of Iron Fist tournament 3-4 years after Jin started training. Jin had become a very good fighter by this point, and he joined the competition to get revenge for the death of his mother. He defeated Ogre's true form in the final round, but soon after, a team from his grandfather's covert military organization, Tekken Force, killed him. Heihachi himself shot Jin in the head one last time. No matter what was done, the plan to kill Jin failed because Jin's devil gene triggered it and brought him back to life. When Jin changed, he struck the Tekken Force troops and then slammed Heihachi through a wall. He then flew away on black wings. After his grandpa betrayed him, Jin went to Australia and lived in Brisbane without drawing attention to himself. He went to a small school to learn traditional karate because he didn't want to be connected to the Mishima style. Jin heard about King of Iron Fist Tournament 4 and came out of hiding to go. He did this because he wanted to end the Mishima family line. Jin was set to meet his father, Kazuya Mishima, in the 7th round of the competition. However, Tekken Force soldiers attacked and kidnapped him on his way to the game. Jin was put to sleep and locked up in the Hanmaru. His father, Kazuya, woke him up by telling him to. Kazuya had gone with Heihachi to Hanmaru and tried to take back Jin's part of the devil while Jin was asleep. The moment Jin broke free from the chains, he was filled with hate. He fought Kazuya and beat him. After that, Heihachi came out, and Jin beat him too. With his wings spread out, Jin was about to give Heihachi the finishing blow when he saw his mother, and his plans were cut short. As Jin choked up, he dropped Heihachi and told him, "Thank my mother, Jin Kazama." Jin got off the Hanmaru by flying through the roof. An explosion destroyed Hanmaru not long after Jin left it. Due to a bad spirit possessing him, Jinpachi Mishima had been sleeping under the temple for years. The blast woke him up. Jin lost control of his devil gene after he woke up. He passed out, and when he woke up, the forest was destroyed. He knew right away that he was the one who did the damage in his changed state. He went to Yakushima to get away from things, but his fears set off his devil gene. He started to doubt his power to keep things under control. Jin set out to find an answer and entered the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. Hwoarang defeated Jin in a fight that took place at the event. The devil gained control of Jin as soon as he was defeated, and he hit Hwoarang with such force that he came dangerously close to killing him. Jin was victorious against Jinpachi Mishima in the final round of the competition. During the time that Heihachi Mishima was abroad, Jinpachi Mishima assumed control of the Mishima Zaibatsu and organized the tournament. He did this in the hope that someone would manage to eliminate him before the evil spirit that was dwelling inside him could reach its full potential. After Jinpachi passed away, Jin became the new leader of the Mishima Zaibatsu. Soon after Jin seized control of the situation, he began to hear a voice in his brain. Shortly after that, Jin said that the Mishima Zaibatsu was its own superpower and that it used the instruments that the organization had in order to combat and decrease the stability of other nations. All throughout the globe, there was a battle going on. the Mishima Zaibatsu was challenged by Kazuya's G Corporation, which ultimately became one of the Mishima Zaibatsu's top adversaries. In order to keep an eye on Lars Alexanderson, who was in control of a rebel army that had split away from the Tekken force, Jin used Elisa Boskanovich, a robot that was intended to be his bodyguard. In the end, Lars confronted Jin. Upon discovering Jin, the United Nations promptly placed him under custody. Jin shared with them that Azazel, an elderly demon who was incarcerated in the desert, had been communicating with them and explaining that in order for the world to take form, it was necessary for it to be filled with negative energy. Jin believed that if he could make it a reality and then kill it, he would be able to rescue the world and relieve himself of his curse. It was at the time when Jin was explaining what was going on to Lars that he got the opportunity to engage in combat with Azazel. Under the influence of his devil gene, he delivered a single strike to the chest, which seemed to be fatal for both the creature and the individual. But not long after that, a United Nations team discovered Jin sleeping but still alive. According to the fact that his mark was still visible on his left arm, it was clear that his effort to rid himself of his devil gene had been unsuccessful. Upon discovering Jin, the United Nations promptly placed him under custody. When his devil gene manifested itself when he was traveling from the desert to a secure location, he was able to escape. After some time had passed, he was in the center of a town when he regained control of himself, but his demon began to make another appearance. In the event that Huarang discovered him, he confronted Devil Jin and defeated him. Nonetheless, he was dissatisfied with the fact that he had defeated Devil Jin rather than Jin. Immediately after the conclusion of the battle, United Nations forces rushed into the street, opened fire and hurled a bomb at Devil Jin. When Huarang realized that he was in danger, he shoved him out of the path. It caused him to suffer eye pain. Jin was able to revert back to his human form, although he was still disoriented and exhausted. Even though the United Nations forces had once again surrounded him, Lars was able to intercede and fight them off before they could take him into custody once again. Jin was taken to a private medical facility that was administered by Violet Systems after Lars managed to get away with both of them. While being transported, Jin became unconscious and remained in that state for a considerable amount of time. The encounter with Azazel had left him feeling exhausted. It was in the building where Lars and Li Chelin came face to face, and they were successful in preventing Mishima Zaibatsu from obtaining Jin. In order to ensure that they would be able to escape, Li detonated the facility, and Jin was transported to a second Violet Systems building that Li had also given to Lars' rebel cause. The strategy that Lars had to end the battle using Jin's might was shared with Li by Lars. Many months had passed since Jin had last seen Azazel when he finally came to. Together with Lars, Li, and Elisa, he climbed to the top of Violet Systems to get a glimpse of the metropolis that was in the midst of a fight. Jin was informed by Lars that he was the only one who could put everything back in good order. Jin consented to Kazuya's request and informed him that he intended to utilize his abilities to eliminate him. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this deep dive into the lore of Jin Kazama, and subscribe to stay tuned for more content on your favorite gaming universes. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Who's your favorite Tekken character, and what do you hope to see in Tekken 8?